Welcome back, everyone. 13 after the hour, and time for us to go behind the headlines where a comma might make Colorado hash oil illegal. The Colorado Attorney General John Suthers has issued an opinion that Amendment 64 does not guarantee the right of adults to produce hash oil from their legal marijuana plants. Suthers' statement on the issue explains that, quote, to decriminalize dangerous and unreasonable behavior in which people are getting hurt and houses are blowing up defies the intent of the voters, adding, Colorado is experiencing a real public safety issue as a result of unsafe and unlicensed hash oil manufacturing and production, end quote. Now, this all resulted from the trial of a Mesa County man. His name is Eugene Christensen. And Christensen was busted when he was allegedly making butane hash oil, leading to an explosion that damaged his home and left him injured. Christensen is charged with arson, reckless endangerment, and manufacture of marijuana concentrate. Now, it's that final charge that Christensen's attorney is fighting. He argues that the law against personal manufacture of marijuana concentrate is unconstitutional in the wake of Amendment 64's passage. He points to Section 3B of Amendment 64 that allows all adults, quote, the right of possessing, growing, processing, or transporting no more than 6 marijuana plants, end quote. Extracting hash oil, he argues, is merely processing one's legal plants. The Attorney General argues, however, that the definition of marijuana in Amendment 64's Section 2F clearly indicates that hash oil is not marijuana. Marijuana is constitutionally defined as, quote, all parts of the plant of the genus cannabis, whether growing or not, the seeds thereof, the resin extracted from any part of the plant, and any compound, manufacture, salt, derivative, mixture, or preparation of the plant, its seeds, or its resin, including marijuana concentrate, end quote. Well, that would seem to support Christensen's argument. He was merely extracting the resin from his plants to create marijuana concentrate. But supporting the Attorney General's interpretation is the next part of the definition, which states that marijuana, quote, does not include industrial hemp, nor does it include fiber produced from the stalks, oil, or cake made from the seeds of the plant, end quote. Unfortunately, that's written does not include fiber produced from the stalks, comma, oil, comma, or cake made from the seeds of the plant. According to the Attorney General, the comma that separates oil refers to hash oil. Literally, the Attorney General writes, quote, construing the general term of marijuana concentrate to include oil would make the provision excluding oil meaningless, end quote. So he's saying in the first part of this clause, we can define marijuana as marijuana concentrate, but since the second part of the clause says here's things that aren't marijuana and oil is all by itself with commas, then it can't possibly be marijuana concentrate. You couldn't say that something's legal at the first part and then say the same thing is illegal in the second part. That's his argument. But if hash oil is a separate thing from marijuana, then what the hell is resin extracted from any part of the plant? I mean, surely all hash oils are concentrates, but not all concentrates are hash oil. You know, for example, bubble hash or finger hash. That's a concentrate of the resin without being an oil. Could this one little comma really end up defining hash oil as not a marijuana concentrate, counter to all logic? Look, as I read it, now, fair warning, I'm no lawyer, but as I read the does not include section, I think the oil comma was meant to refer to hempseed oil. Listen to me when I read it again. Does not include industrial hemp, nor does it include fiber produced from the stalks, oil, or cake made from the seeds of the plant. Within that, I think oil was meant to refer to hempseed oil. It is clearly laying out that industrial hemp is not marijuana, hemp stalk fiber isn't marijuana, and hemp seed cake isn't marijuana. So within that context, I'd argue that oil is referring to oil from the hemp seed, not oil from the marijuana. But This is the way laws get written sometimes, and sometimes the difference between an A and a shall and a may, a comma and a semicolon can make all the difference in the world. It should have been written, does not include industrial hemp, nor does it include fiber produced from the stalks, comma, nor oil and cake made from the seeds of the plant. Now that would have been clear. But Southers makes this point in a footnote, quote, the three independent clauses do not modify each other, as fiber cannot be produced from oil or cake. Likewise, the phrase from the seeds of the plants cannot be read to modify the preceding two clauses, because fiber cannot be made from the seeds of a plant. And to the extent the defendant intends to argue that the three clauses are referring to products made from industrial hemp, such a reading would be incorrect because it ignores that industrial hemp is set off by its own subordinating conjunction of does not include. End quote. So, to the Attorney General's reading, things that are not marijuana include industrial hemp, fiber produced from the stalks, which he's seeming to argue is not industrial hemp, oil that is neither industrial hemp nor hempseed oil, since the seeds of the plant only refers to the cake portion, and the cake made from the seeds of the plant. Doesn't it seem odd to define hash oil along with three non-psychoactive cannabis products as being non-marijuana items? I have no prediction as to how this is going to run down in the Colorado courts. It seems clear to me the intent of the authors was to make it so that hemp seed oil wasn't defined as marijuana. We'll see how they decide.